TV for the Full Throttle Sim Racing coverage for Sonoma Raceway here, the first and only road course of the season for 2022 Season B. My name is Jeremy, and to my right, every Wednesday night, you're going to find Mr. Prashibianek. How's it going over there tonight?
Oh, it's going good, Jeremy. I'm excited for this road course. Love racing here. Love watching the races here. And so far, watching this thing qualifying, it's going to be fun. It's going to we could see some tire squealing as guys are having a little challenge here in qualifying.
Yeah, these trucks weigh like nothing in the back, and then when you're in first, second gear with these things thrown around a road course, it is very challenging for some. Even for us in the booth, it's I've ran this track plenty of times, and with the trucks, I'm still all over the place. So I'm glad I am actually calling this race tonight. As much fun as much as I enjoy road courses, I think watching it from the booth side of things, it's the first time for me on a road course, at least for the trucks. I think this is going to be a great one.
Yeah, I mean, we saw last season with these guys at Coda what they could do on the road course. So I'm here at Sonoma, that'll be fun to watch. And we were wondering what format they were going to run tonight. We were wondering, which format was going to be ran, and as we see right here, it's going to kind of go back a few years back to the old. I guess you can't really say it's old school format, but it kind of is. But that's what they're going to be running tonight, so that's fun to watch. I like how they get all this speed as we see Brody Hanna here, going to go all the way down and just get on the brakes pretty hard, make that right hand turn, and have another long rear straight. So fun to see this format back.
Yeah, I was actually having. I made a brief mention with Dustin too. I was like, "Well, it's going back to the old school way," and then I was like, "Well, it depends on who you ask. What is old school for Sonoma? For someone like me, this version is the old school. But I know if you're older than me, which is probably a lot of you guys, the old school way is what they ran the past couple years, which they had the little couple corners there that went onto the drag strip. So I like this version more. I like that little shortcut to the right with the runoff. I love the challenging, part of making a 90-degree corner and then making another 90 or over a 90-degree corner, really, on the back half of the track. I think personally it's more fun. I like to see the change up that they did, but I don't know about you, Kenny, but I think this is my favorite layout of all.
Same here. I mean, and then you add in this corner that Brody's taking right now. I mean, you're going to have, like I said, two sharp 90s and then basically this U-turn here. A lot of pass opportunities on all three of those corners. So I expect to see some dive bombs, as we get later into this race when positions start really counting. And, we'll see what happens. See if we have a Kyle Petty out there in that last turn.
Yeah, right, for sure. As these guys kind of wind down qualifying, we're about 3 minutes away from doing so. I think it's time to kind of put the end toward the pre-race show presented by Martin Sports, so we can start thanking some people. I know it's an extended qualifying session, so it's a little bit different scenario for us. You came into watching us on qualifying, but it takes a lot longer to get around this track. So we kind of start a little bit later, so we can kind of have the same time format, so to speak. First and foremost, thank you to the Full Throttle Sim Racing League. You're going to catch all their broadcasts solely on Nerd TV. This league has been around since 2006, iRacing since 2017. And if you guys participate in our broadcast each and every week, you guys know that this is a great place to race. And they're starting on week number 3. So, I mean, there's 13 weeks and we're only week number 3. So if you still want to get a part of this action, please sign up at ftsr.net and get registered today. Shout out to Mach 1 Performance, the official Cup Series sponsor. It's a race car fabrication shop started by Johnny Coy Jr. And shop has produced championship winners of all sorts of racing divisions, from road circuit like the SCCA and NASA to dirt and pavement oval racing. So just search up Mach 1 Performance. If you need a car that needs a little bit of work, this fabrication shop is the place to go. Sim Racing Points, the official Truck Series sponsor for tonight's race and every race on Wednesday night, presented by Nerd TV. It's the all-inclusive league points management system that allows those admins to completely track all the stats that you need for your league and a neat organized page or widgets, whatever you need. These guys got you to display all the information. Go to simracingpoints.com, check out their pricing plans, and get signed up today. Thank you to Martin Sports, continued partnership with them. These guys over there at Martin Sports are awesome. They produce some of the best and most comfortable things that I've worn, like the gloves and our little esports jersey that we have. It's pretty cool. Fully customized dye. Whatever you need, he's going to back you up. He's going to design it for you, and it's going to look great of whatever you need. So you're going to head over to martinsports906.com. Check out all the apparel and all the merchandise they have. And then that little green and white box there at the bottom of the ad, Super Nerd. You're going to use that for a whopping 25% off. Thank you to iRacing iFlag, the official flag partner for the Nerditudes. It's an LED system that's 3D printed, goes on your desk, and gives you up to 30 different iRacing commands that the game has to offer. Only thing in the world like it, I don't think anybody else makes anything close to it. It's kind of cool. It takes away the spotter and the things in your ear, and it just puts you complete focus in front of the track. So you're going to go to iRacingIFlag.com, use Super Nerd at checkout for 15% off anything that you purchase from iRacing iFlag. Also, thank you to shout out to thebuttkicker.com, official audio enhancement partner for the Nerditudes. The Gamer 2 unit is one of the best in all of sim racing immersion. So essentially, it puts your sim rig onto the racetrack. You feel all the bumps and movements in the track, all in your seats. Just completes the rig 100%. So you're definitely you're gonna perform much better with this product. That's for sure. And you're gonna go to thebuttkicker.com. Use promo code NERDTV when you pick up the Gamer 2 unit, and you get 20% off. Actually, it's off everything. But these guys, Kenny, are on the track here, coming into turn number 2. So, if you'd like to go down that running order for us.
Yeah, finishing off, where we left off last week, Jeremy. Nicholas Casey's going to take the pole in this one. He's also your points leader coming into this race. Michael Blackner going to roll off in second. Bobby Terrell's going to be in third. Lane Allen starting in fourth. Tony Solari is going to be rolling off in 5th. Richie Coy, 6th. Brody Hanna is going to be rolling off in 7th. Justin Belmonte will be rolling off in 8th. Chuck Sweeting in 9th. And round out your top 10 in qualifying is Jeff Bratton.
11th place, you're going to find Kevin Rupert. 12th place, Stephen Vrooman. 13th, Sherwood Williford. 14th, Brian Bliss. 15th place, Gil Gawk. And then the last two, Kenneth Scholes in 16th and Steve Loomis in 17th. Those two elected to not qualify. Might be for the best of reasons, but we'll find out if that strategy does pay off for them. We have 40 laps here, Kenny. 40 laps at Sonoma, about a minute 18 per lap. So it's going to be about an hour or so worth of racing. And at Sonoma, it's always a fun time here.
Yeah, and probably, I would say, one stop on this race, Jeremy. It's got 40 laps, as you mentioned, so I'd expect to have one stop. And the top 5 in points, Jeremy, are all within 10 points. So they're coming into this thing pretty close.
Yeah, for sure. And, who's going to capitalize on this really tight battle? You're going to see here tonight, we have a couple of different driver camera angles for you guys. That'll be going on throughout the race, most likely. See how they tackle this massive 2-mile road course here in the desert of California. We're about to go green flag racing here. Mr. Sherwood Williford, or Nicholas Casey, takes us off here into turn number 1. Gets a great launch of the 22 Michael Blackner. Bobby Terrell sneaks into 3rd place, entering the first right-hander of the night.
And Nicholas Casey getting off to a great start, just the way he wants to see it, as he's trying to get ahead of these guys. As we see back there behind him, side by side, racing. We know these tires got to warm up a little bit, so trying to take it easy these first couple laps and just get through it.
A lot of side-by-side entering the S's up to the top of the hill here as they head over to, I think, turn number 5 is what they call this corner here, where it's that little sharp, almost 90-degree right-hander. Looks like everyone's single file through that corner, and they head off into the backstretch portion of the track, which is just a bunch of S's. And looks like Nicholas Casey's only got about 2 or 3 truck lengths over Michael Blackner here.
Yeah, Michael Blackner's keeping it close on this first lap. Having a great run to the season so far. He's coming into this one 6 in points, only 11 back of your leader and points leader, Nicholas Casey, right now. Also sitting behind them, Bobby Terrell. Nice to see him back again this week. So his top 3, trying to keep it strong. But Nicholas Casey, he looks like he's going to be coming in here with this first lap, as long as he can make it through this last turn with no problem.
One of the notable mentions that are not here tonight is that number 7, Wayne Grassi, the only bright yellow truck out there, minus Kenneth Scholes. He is unable to make it tonight. So I know a couple of the drivers did not make it as well, but Wayne Grassi was really looking forward to this season, had high potential. But tonight, he's not going to be able to take any points, I don't think.
We got
Actually, no,
22
he does
going
have a oh, there we go. Michael Blackner, second place this round. I don't think there's any on-course caution, so this is going to be huge for him. He's going to drop back probably 6 to 10 seconds here over the race leader, getting loose off that first right-hander there. We're going to get a quick replay of that if we can. But going back to Wayne Grassi, pretty. I think they actually have 2 professionals is what they extended to. So you'll take a Pro V tonight. But I know you're looking forward to this race too, and unfortunately not able to make it. You see Michael just overshoot turn number 2, gets into the dirt, and at that point there is no grip on those Goodyear tires. Sends him for a 360. No harm, no foul. Just lost a lot of time.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, I don't think we're going to be seeing any cautions tonight on track here. So that's going to be, unfortunate for him. He was sitting there running second with a great run, and then just to have that happen and just see that whole field go by. So he's going to be fighting his way back through right now, as you said, right behind Chuck Sweeting. At least it happened early, lap 2. It's better than lap 32 or something like, a little bit later in the run. So he's got time to get back up in there, but that's going to make Nicholas Casey's gap over second place of Bobby Terrell just a little bit bigger now. So he's about to 2.5 seconds over Bobby. So Nicholas Casey's starting to find a groove already on lap 3.
Yeah, let's see if Bobby Terrell can close in that gap. I know Nicholas Casey's really wanting to get the job done. Part of the thing, you see his view right there. I was just at the segue over to that. He was really hoping we get these cameras for him when he won, a couple weeks ago, but we have it live tonight. So, and he was really wanting to maybe reenact what he did a couple weeks ago, and show the excitement on camera. Really looking forward to it. And that's our new feature. We got a couple drivers in house. We got Nicholas Casey, your race leader. Got a view of him. We got Kenneth Scholes on board, and we also have Richie Coy, who's been with us all of season 2022B. So 3 different driver viewpoints here tonight. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can see him up on that wheel too. I mean, this road course is going to give that. You're going to need that concentration. He's on top of that wheel as he was running throughout those corners. So definitely staying focused. We see right here on our TV, you got the 3 drivers: Richie Coy, Kenneth Schultz, and Nicholas Casey there. Kenneth Schultz actually has a shirt on. We were warned that he might not have it, so thank you for that, Kenneth. He didn't get a show tonight, unfortunately, but kept it on as he's rocking the VR tonight.
Yeah, VR at a road course. I've done it a few times just in testing, and maybe I just need a better head strap. I just can't get comfortable, especially for an hour-long race. So maybe one day, but that's pretty impressive, at least to me, that he's able to rock the VR headset for the road course here. But I want to kick it over to Michael Blackner, Chuck Sweeting, and the 55 of Jeff Braden, putting on a pretty strong run here, just inside that top 10. They're running for 8th, 9th, and 10th right now. We got another spin. I think it's Michael Blackner once again in that 22. Did loop it one more time here, going through the S's toward the top, and it looks like he hit the tow button. So he's getting towed currently to his pit stall, which I think that's a pretty long tow.
Yeah, I would imagine so, especially where he went around there. So I flipped over to see what happened, and I saw him sitting on pit road. So that's not the start that Michael Blackner wanted. As I mentioned, coming in the race 6 in the points, he actually has disconnected from the server. So I think he has called this a night. He tried to save it, a little overcorrection, spins it out. I'm gonna say that's more of a frustration on that one. Spinning out there 2 times within the first couple laps. Definitely not what he wanted tonight. But that's gonna put our first driver out, Jeremy, and he's gonna be in the night in 17th.
Yep, 17th. He definitely locks that spot, and I'm going to have to agree with you. That looks like it's out of pure frustration. You don't have damage by going off course. So his truck was still in 100% older minus those tires. I'm sure those tires were shot, but it was going to produce him a long race under that condition. So I think he just said, hey, we're just going to save it for next week. We'll take the last place and go on. Going back to the front, Nicholas Casey up to a 5-second advantage now over Bobby Terrell. And everybody else is just 1 second or so right behind each other. So they're getting kind of spaced out here, Kenny.
Yeah, that kind of broke up that little pack of Chuck, Jeff, and Michael there. When Michael went around, and Chuck was able to get a little bit ahead of Jeff there. And now everyone's spread out. I mean, Bobby Terrell, Lane Allen, Tony Solari, they're within each other, but still a good gap on everyone. And I was mentioning the points earlier. I kind of want to run through that with you. Nicholas Casey, he's coming in only 1 point ahead of Richie Coy. So he's going to try and extend that points lead here tonight with your rookie, Justin Belmonte. He's only 2 points behind Sherwood's sitting 8 points, and then Brody Hannon 10 points behind. So this top 5, it's pretty close. The only one that I'm looking at, is trying to. Oh my gosh! I just saw the 14 go flying across the track onto the drag strip. I do not know what just happened there, but I am sorry, Jeremy, but I just saw him go flying out of nowhere.
Oh my, yeah. You guys gonna watch this here on Nerd TV. Talk about wall glitches of all wall glitches. Nothing the 14 did wrong. Maybe slightly touched the wall, and you're about to see exactly what happened right here, coming through the kink to the finish line. And what just happened is exactly my same reaction. What a way to go out. He's running third place.
Oh, this top 3 is just so far as what happened. With Michael first, and then that with Wayne. Oh my gosh, he was having such a good run, and I mean that is just a freak thing. That was a pure reaction right there, folks. I was not expecting to see a car go flying over into the drag strip, but Wayne proved us wrong, and that's a tough night. Great qualifying, great run, and to have that happen.
It looks like he was getting some tire spin there going through the kink, which is very common in these trucks. There's no weight on the back end, right? So when you're going through the gears full throttle while going through a corner, that tire spin is very popular with these trucks. And so it looked like he was actually going to kick left and hit that wall regardless and maybe shoot right, but not that hard. I have not seen that kind of thing at Sonoma, period. So apparently there's a wall glitch in the kink right before the start-finish line, and we caught it on camera for you guys. So that's just terrible luck, though. Running in third place, running a pretty decent battle. He's one of those drivers, Kenny, that's been kind of moving on up in the ranks. He keeps finishing better and better as the season progresses in 2022, and that's a huge setback for him, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that might pop up on iRacing's Not Top 10 this week. That was something to see. And hey, thanks for the information on that wall glitch. I'm going to make sure I stay real far away from that every time I'm on this track from now on. But kind of still reading the wager, and we got Nicholas Casey. He's still 5 seconds over these guys, and everyone's still spread out. Richie Coy, Justin Belmonte, they're kind of up on each other, but they're still a second or so off of each other. So it's kind of just little things like that. Either little slip ups, we're either going to overdrive the corner, unfortunately a wall glitch, spinning the tires, anything like that. That's kind of where these guys are going to be gaining some positions right now, as everyone's spread out, pretty good, I would say, so far. And I'm looking through the field, don't really see any big movers. I mean, Brian Bliss has moved up 5 spots. I think that's our biggest mover so far of the race.
Yeah, 5 spots for sure. Brian Bliss is moving up pretty quick here. You see him in that Denny Hamlin-esque paint scheme with the FedEx on there, different colors tonight. I wanted to just go over the two winners so far this season. Nicholas Casey obviously is leading the race, and then Richie Coy is the other winner from last week, currently running just inside that top 5. What I've noticed too with the standings right now is a lot of the front runners on the oval are also front runners on the road course, which sometimes you'll find the road course ringers, as I like to call them, in the NASCAR world. But we don't really see them tonight. Everybody that runs up front, minus Tony Solari. I think he's probably the highest runner that hasn't really been there in the top 5 the later half of the first season, and then early on this season. So he's found himself a good groove. He's sitting in third place.
Yeah, great run by Tony there, and he, like you said, he's been not having the strong runs he's been wanting, but I know at the first race at Charlotte he had an accident that kind of put him out early, and then came home with a 9th place last week. Been with Nicholas getting the win last week, he's trying to go back-to-back this week, be the first 2-time winner of the season. Starting out, and be bad to win 2 of the first 3 races. So we'll see what happens, but he's got a 7-second lead on everyone right now. So far, so good for Mr. Nicholas Casey.
Yeah, you can show how much work he's put into that 1 week off season to get his truck team dialing in the way he wants to. Bad fast right now. He's led a ton of laps already this season, being only 3 races in compared to everybody else in the field. And it's paying off for him. 7 seconds over that number 4, Bobby Terrell. And you see Brody Hannon let his teammate Richie Coy by, so that's going to bring Richie Coy up to 4th place currently.
And Nicholas is only one to run 1 minute 17 seconds in qualifying. Everyone else was in the 18s, 19s, 20s. So right there alone, I mean, he's already three tenths ahead as far as his fastest lap. So as long as he can keep consistent, this could be definitely a dominant race for him. Close call on the 55 of Jeff a couple corners ago. Got a little tire spin there. Was able to collect it. Looking kind of through the field. The only action I see is kind of what we see here on our TV. The two teammates here, you see Richie get a little bit tire spin right there. That's going to bring Brody right up to the back bumper. Those guys staying clear of that wall this time, though. They're like, nah, we're not even going to come close to it.
Yeah, I didn't hear any radio keys saying, hey, there's a wall glitch here, so I'm not sure how much chatter got across. I would imagine some people are on high alert of that at this point. It's such a crazy wreck, but I'd love to give a shout out, too. If you're looking to run Sonoma this week, please head over to Moonlight Speed. You're going to find them at moonlightspeed.com. They produce fresh custom setups built from the ground up, and they have a really strong Sonoma setup this week for the Trucks Cup. So if you're wanting to get a W in the Road Course Series this week, please head over to moonlightspeed.com. Get signed up over there. Join the Discord. They work on these setups all the time. They customize them. They do it. They update them up to 2 to 3 different times a week to try to get you the fastest possible race, get you some much needed wins. So once again, moonlightspeed.com. So we're about a fourth of the way through as they come up to lap number 11. This looks like 1/4 through it. I think I'm not entirely sure, Kenny, what this fuel mileage looks like. But I would imagine around lap 20 is the halfway point. I think they're going to be able to reach that point and just cut the race in half and say, hey, I'm going to take 20 laps, make my one stop for the green flag, and set off for the checker flags.
Yeah, that's correct on that one. That was a chatter through all the teams before this race. They were going to make a one-stop shop. Probably especially go to lap 20, no problem there. It's just see who comes in earlier. I would expect 20-25 from what everyone was saying before the race. So, within the next 10 laps or so, we should start seeing people come on pit road. And also while we were, talking about those awesome setups that we can get over at Moonlight Speed there, Jeff Bratton, he kind of got a little loose. Almost to start finish line, going back and forth, was able to collect it, but Brian Bliss able to go on by. So, came right ahead there. That put him in the 8th position. Put Jeff back in 9th, and I got myself a setup as well, Jeremy. It was for Sonoma and the Rallycross. It's somewhat the same, but more dirt than anything else.
That's your cup of tea right there for sure. You've been killing it over there in the dirt Rallycross stuff. Also a bunch of fun. It's been fun to see these trucks here. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the pro. We'll stick with the Pro 4s there on Saturday nights. See if they get on that track, but. These guys are pretty spaced out. You got actually the second and third place is really the only battle on the track. They are just a half a second off each other. That's the number 4, Bobby Terrell, number 11, Tony Solari. And you said Jeff Brayton, he got pretty loose there on that straightaway just a couple laps ago. Once again, that's product of the tires starting to wear out, plus the truck's not weighing anything in the rear, plus you're going through the gears while turning. Trucks do not like that, and so you have to feather that throttle, especially on the later half of the run, to make sure that truck stays put and does not spin out on you.
And we see it right here. Tony Solari is just smooth. That steering wheel is barely moving as he's going through these gears, going through the turns. He's gaining on Bobby, as we can see just in that little walk up there from Bobby. The brake, you can see the tire smoke. Tony's coming. I mean, he's slowly making his way through the field. He's picked off 2 already. He's trying to get that second place. You can see Bobby, he's definitely trying to hold that thing down and stepping out, and Tony got a little tire spin there. As you mentioned, you got to get into that throttle easy, and we see Tony right there try to get into it. You could hear those tires just spin a little bit, and just that little bit, Jeremy, that gap that Bobby was able to put on him, it can make a difference.
The beauty of it is you have 12 corners to make or break a lap here. So he really overshot that entrance there. Came in really low and shot through the middle there. I know we're just on board with 19. If we can go to the, sim racing points, in-rig shot for Richie Coy. He's coming up on his teammate, Mr. Tony Solari, and I want to see what his wheel looks like in person. I want to see how easy he's taking around this 2-mile road course here, if we can get a shot of that. He's got the truck right now. He's actually, we're going to bring up the mosaic shot. I think we don't have a single shot. We're going to see right there. There under top left is that Richie Coy, and he's actually making a pass on his teammate Tony Solari right now. Going to take over 3rd place See him working that wheel a little bit. You see Ken Scholl's doing the same. I'm still surprised, he's looking so calm with a VR headset while racing at Sonoma. It's pretty impressive on my part. But see Richie kind of working that wheel there, going over the curbing through the
spin back there behind him.
And we have a spin out. It looks like Belmonte on the number 12 gets loose out of that turn number 6, bumped the curb, tires spin, shot around, did a 360, hit the wall a little bit with his rear end. Not going to produce any type of performance issues, I don't believe, but definitely kicked the tires a little bit.
Background there, one of your KC Racing trucks here. You got the leader, Nicholas Casey, out front. His teammate just Belmonte. I don't think he lost any spots there, though. They had a decent grounding. I think if anybody, it might have been around Chuck there. Is the only one that got around him. So looks like only one spot lost. Was able to, like I said, spin it. You can see the damage that he was able to sustain there. Won't be too bad. I think he'll be able to keep going, and still going to be in 7th place right now. So not too bad for him. And I might have had a little bit of that broadcaster's curse on Tony. I was saying how smooth he was, and then had a couple little mishaps there. And like you mentioned, Richie Coy we see Justin Belmonte going around one more time as they're going to be here in turn. Ooh, he's going to back it right into or push it right into the tires. You're going to try to get that thing going again.
Exactly what we're seeing for the Michael Blackner incident, where you spin out once and your tires are cooked, right? And there's no really cooling down the tires because you're left, right. You're all over the place, shifting through the gears, trying to get around the track, and it costs tire wear, especially at a course like Sonoma where it's uphill, downhill with the corners, and you're seeing it here. Those rear tires they're blistering hot. So he's really got to feather this truck around this track here.
Yeah, he is, and we're seeing Steve Loomis. He's going to be going a lap down. He actually went a lap down, and he's kind of right in front of all these guys. So he's staying high. He's doing the respectful thing, and nice and courtesy here. That's what we like to see at Full Throttle Sim Racing. Seen it all the time, seen it every season. That's what these guys do over here. But that's going to put him one lap down, and he's just cruising. He's just, like you said, didn't take qualifying. He's probably just trying to get around, get some points. But being still very respectful as all these leaders are coming by him.
Yeah, there's no cautions either. So even though he's not first person one lap down, that will not produce any type of lucky dog for him. So he's just going to be cruising, kind of, like you said, just getting some points, logging some laps, and trying to have a clean race. He's already passed 2 people because of issues, whether it was they're by themselves or by the track saying delete us off the racing course. So either way, he's picked up 2 spots because of it, and we might see some more of that. We've seen Belmonte now go around twice in that KC Motorsports Ford F-150. We know he's got a good truck. Him and, of course, Nicholas Casey, the race leader, by a whopping 13.5 seconds. They talk to each other. They're running basically identical setup. So, that truck definitely has some speed. He just has to take care of them tires.
Yeah, and we've got Barbara Terrell and Richie Coy right there. And Tony Solari is able to keep up with his teammate Richie, with Brody right behind him. Those 3 Fury Motorsports running right with each other, sitting in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But they're trying to run down Bobby Terrell, who's keeping that gap on Richie. He hasn't really gained or lost anything. So these top 5 drivers, except for Nicholas Casey, are pretty close battle and all staying quite even throughout this whole race. But as you mentioned, all it takes is one bad spin out, hit the wall, a certain way. We know once you get in the sand, sometimes you're just going to slide a little bit. You could have a wall glitch. There's definitely some spots to be made up. Just take it nice and smooth and cruise.
Yeah, I was gonna actually bring on board Nicholas Casey, but I think we temporarily lost his camera, I do believe. But that truck, I was looking over the lap times on the lap sheet here. He is almost at least the last time by, he was over a second faster than 2nd and 3rd place, and everybody else behind too. So that truck, even on the long run, usually you see Richie Coy, which Richie is definitely producing some awesome lap times now, being 16 laps in. But that Nicholas Casey, though, just on another level, really dialed in for this long run, and he's running a second faster per lap, at least according to the last couple laps, over Richie Coy here.
Yeah, it's it's impressive to see what Nicholas is doing out here. He definitely put in the setup, the preparation, put dominant performance out. 2nd place, Bobby Terrell. He's, as we see, Nicholas already going through the gears, going through these turns. Bobby Terrell is just crossing the line right at, we've got it here on Nerd TV right now. So that's what that 15-second lead looks like right there. So no cautions as long as everything's going good. we'll see Nicholas. He might even go the whole distance, depending on how the pit stops play out.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to try to lead every single lap, maybe be one of the last people to pit, and he can do that as long as he has the fuel mileage, right? 15 seconds. You might give up 2 seconds with the fresh set of tires coming in before you, but he's still going to be your leader regardless. So maybe we'll extend that run just a lap or 2 longer. Try to do that, but he set himself up in a really good position regardless. Having that gap, you don't get this many opportunities to have this type of lead, especially at FTSR. So take full advantage of it while you can, and make sure you take care of that truck.
Yeah, and we still got 4 more laps until we're halfway into this race, so there's still more time for him to gain, as long as he keeps it nice and smooth. But we got a battle right here, Jeremy. Richie Coy, he's coming right up on the back of Bobby Terrell, and we mentioned we got some of these passing points are going to be in these braking. Bobby actually took a low entry there, blocking off any pass opportunity that Richie wants to have, and had a great run off, actually. I was expecting a little less than that. We see a little tire spin there from Tony Solari. He's going to lose a little bit of ground on these two, but Richie's trying to get that second position.
Definitely giving us some action here to keep an eye out on the racetrack. At number 4 does not want to give up second place. You saw him take that aggressive entrance into the final turn number 12, I think it is. No, turn 10. Sorry, there's 10 turns here. I think there's 10. I think iRacing counts it as 10, but in real life it's 11 or 12. I can't remember exactly. But the last corner, you saw Bobby Terrell take that aggressive approach there at the bottom, block that run for the 19. 19 gets a really good turn 5 here. Let's see if we can help. Actually, the number 4 got a good launch on exit, but it looked like 19 had a solid entrance, though. Going to try to take a stab at it through the S's here. And let's see if we can get back to potentially be side by side, because right now Richie Coy is faster than Bobby through these S's. Let's see if he gets to this last little right-hander, which iRacing calls turn number 9. They're number 8 right now, heading number 9. But Bobby actually extended himself this time around, so may have to wait another lap to see it.
Yeah, he's blocking off any passing opportunities that he can make. He's entering all these turns a little bit lower than Richie is, just to make sure he can't get down there. Not too worried about it this lap. Richie was sitting there a little further back, but as they were going into turn 5, I believe is what we got on this one. You could see that he cut down a little bit lower just to make sure Richie didn't put his nose there, and still able to get a great run off. So I think Richie comes into these corners a little bit, breaks a little bit later, but Bobby's able to get that run off. As you see right here, Richie's going to come up right to the back bumper of Bobby, but we'll see Bobby, as it's been showing in this run, he'll get a great run off, but not this time. Richie's going to be right there.
Look who's also behind him. Fury Motorsports drivers Tony Solari and Brody Hanna. All 3 of them, plus 1 with the number 4, all grouped up within less than a second, really. As massive amount of pressure on the number 4 is. It looks like he is holding up these guys. Levin's got there now. The 23 is now finally got there, bumper to bumper. So, will the 4 give this up? Will he wait for one more lap and come down right at the halfway point and get some fresh Goodyears? We're going to see some pit stops probably in the next lap or 2.
Dun, dun, dun. They're coming, Jeremy. You can see all 3 of those Fury Motorsports. They're trying to catch him. Bobby looks like he's just, holding. He's fast, but it looks like he's holding them off. He's trying to keep these guys behind him. Richie's still right there as they're coming to this final turn. Oh, there he goes. He's going for the pass. As we see, Bobby Terrell actually is going down pit road. So Bobby said, you know what? Let me go ahead and get some fresh tires on this thing. As you mentioned, sitting there, we're 21 to go. So this is coming basically to the halfway point lap right now. So he's coming down 1 lap before halfway.
Yeah, he realized that he was holding them up and he needed them tires bad. So he said, all right, my time to come down pit road, make my only green flag stop of this evening. So we're actually going to take a little bit of telemetry on board here from that race leader, Nicholas Casey. Right now, 19.3 seconds over second place Richie Coy here. And as you watch him take these corners, Kenny, he's very stable on the wheel. You don't see much movement on that rear of that truck at all, which if you can get that dialed in here at Sonoma, you're going to just instantly set yourself up for a top 5.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there. Justin Belmonte, last corner. He was going to come in a little too hot and had to lock it up and lost one other spot there to Sherwood. So Sherwood's picking his way off through the field, Jeremy. That's going to put him up there a little bit. I think he might have lost at the Gilgalk. I'll have to go look back and see, but just caught him coming in sideways to the corner. And Chuck Sweeting as well. He made his pit stop with Bobby Terrell last lap.
Yeah, I saw that after you called it out. It almost looked like a little bit of wheel hop, just trying to drive it into that corner too deep. Car moves around a little bit, shifts up the track like that, and that is Gil Gawkin, that number 85 Gator Racing Chevrolet. He does make the clean, easy pass that Belmonte gave him, and Belmonte's dropped back. When he did those self spins, he was still 8th place, and now he's finding himself in 11th. So you can definitely see those tires have seen much better days and right out run halfway. So I'm imagining he's on that radio saying, "Hey, I'm ready for my pit stop."
Absolutely. And as speaking of pit stop, 2/3 of Fury Motorsports, they're on pit road right now. They have the 19 of Richie Coy and the 11 of Tony Solari. They came down pit road. The 18 of Brian Bliss is coming down pit road right now, as we see. Right behind him is going to be the 1 Kevin Rupert. So these guys, we got even one more right behind Sherwood. He's coming down as well. So as we were thinking, right around lap 20, give or take a few, Justin Belmonte coming in to get much needed tires, and the 00 there, Stephen Verman.
Yeah, close to half the field is coming in for their pit stops. Definitely expect that 12 to be down, and he is definitely down as well. And here is your race leader, Nicholas Casey, as well, making his green flag pit stop right behind a bunch of these guys who are on the lead lap right in front of them. It's pretty impressive. We see one guy already starting to lap some drivers here at Sonoma, only 20 laps in.
Yeah, bad fast that truck is. And we'll see Brody Hanna. Brody Hanna's going to be coming down pit road. So, hard into the wall. Brody Hanna was trying to slow that thing down, and he did not slow down nearly enough that he needed to. You see the damage there on the rear, left driver side, and the front. That is going to definitely cause some issues there. But see if Nicholas can come back out and still lead this, go ahead and keep all the laps wet. I was wondering if Brody was going to come in or not, but yeah, look at that damage there.
No, I love that strategy, Kenny. You throw it in there deep, you gain some ground on the race leader. You try to pass your teammates that way. He probably gained 2 or 3 seconds entering that corner that way. A little fender damage that someone didn't hurt anybody. So as long as the toe's still in place, I think he's going to be able to pass his teammates the hard way here, literally, as he bounces off that wall.
I hope for his sake. I think he hopes so. As we see, here comes Tony Solari. Right there goes Richie Coy. So that one he did not get past, and Chuck Sweeting's going to go on by, and Tony Solari. So did not get past him and got damaged. I don't think that was what he was looking for.
I was hopeful for sure. That would have been cool, man. But he almost actually made a little contact with that number 11 next in that pit road. There's no really runoff. As soon as you cross that line to get on the racing surface, you're on the racing pathway without any separation. So, and it's going through a left-hander, so it kind of cuts off that pit road exit. But he's got one lap fresher tires, Kenny, and he's on the 11's rear end. So, he might be setting himself up for a decent run here, hoping that his car, or his truck rather, isn't broken in any sorts by actually hitting that wall.
Yeah, we'll see how his lap times perform. Once with all that damage, and we see Richie there getting a little squirrely as they're coming off. But who had the best ground game through that whole pit stop strategy, sitting in that 5th position? Chuck Sweeting. He came in, as we saw first there with Bobby Terrell. He was coming down on lap 19, and now he's sitting in 5th place. So great pit strategy.
Yeah, excellent strategy, really. Good move too. 5th place right now. 2 seconds back of Richie Coy. Let's see if he made any adjustments to get that truck a little bit quicker. He's one of those trucks that have been pretty low key, running a pretty solid race. Not getting too loose except for right there. But let's see if he made any adjustments to tackle these Fury Motorsports drivers. They're kind of really showing the way at the moment. See Tony Solari getting a little hot there in turn number 2. Allows Bird to get right back to him. About 2 truck lengths away, and they're about 3 or 4 away from Chuck Sweeting as well. So we're definitely going to keep our eye out on this part of the field, because this is where all the action is right now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Brody's losing any time with that damage. So he's still, like you said, slowly catching up on Tony there. But this little group, Richie Coy, Bobby Terrell, Chuck Sweeting, Tony Solari, and even Brody Hanna right there. I think between Brody and Richie, they got the biggest gap between that 3 right there. But this is where all the actions happen, is within this top 6 drivers.
And since we are halfway and all the pit stops have been completed, I think this is a great time to take our halfway pit stop for ourselves here, going on our side-by-side commercial break. We'll be back with you guys in just a few short moments.
Are you ready to chase the moonlight? Community-based and talent-driven, Moonlight Speed Concepts has what you need to take your iRacing experience to the next level. Founded by passionate owners that care about the community and housing some of the top setup builders and drivers on the platform, Moonlight Speed Concepts offers custom paints, driver coaching, and setups for dirt, asphalt short track racing, and eNASCAR competition. Partnered with top brands in both real world and simulation. Follow us on Facebook or visit moonlightspeed.com and find out why these businesses chase the moonlight and why you should too. Moonlight Speed Concept, where all we chase is moonlight.
Welcome back to full screen coverage for the Nerd TV broadcast of the Full Throttle Sim Racing League. Currently on lap number 24 of scheduled 40, which we will only go 40 laps because there's no caution, so we should not see any green light checker finishes of any sorts. As you left and as you return, field really hasn't changed much other than number 11, Tony Solari, getting around Chuck Sweeting, who drove it in like 4 or 5 truck lengths. We caught that going to the hairpin there in turn number 11, I want to say it is. Made a great pass, able to clear him, and now he's got a second and a half almost advantage over that number 75, Chuck Sweeting. And also during that break, we saw Kenneth Scholes get messed up a couple times, overshot turn number 5, and then I think he spun out there on the S's portion on the first half of the track. So Kenneth Scholes having a little bit of a rough time right now.
Yeah, and then right as we switched back on, you saw the 11 also go by Bobby Terrell. So that's going to put him in that 3rd place. Bobby was able, going in turn 5, just went a little wide, let Tony take that spot. He saw Tony was faster. So Tony's going to try and run down Richie. We saw it earlier. He was able to get up there. Then once he got up to him, he couldn't really complete the pass. But we'll see if he can make some ground on Richie. I'd like to see these guys battle for the lead, but I don't think that's going to happen because we still see Nicholas Casey about 24 seconds ahead of everybody. Still putting people down some more laps here too, so he's just putting on a blistering pace.
I said there was 24 laps. I meant we're on lap 24. I meant we're on lap number 28 now. I was looking over somebody else's stat that was a lap down and gave me the wrong information there. So we have 13 laps to go left at the simulated Sonoma Raceway on iRacing, of course. And actually, that last lap, Kenny, Richie Coy 2/10 faster than your race leader, Nicholas Casey.
Hey, he's, trying to make some ground. Don't think we're going to have enough time, but hey, it's what counts. He is running up those faster lap times, so he's trying to secure 2nd place for sure over his teammate Tony Solari, and we know he's been fast, and Brody's still sitting back there in 6th place as well, so I don't think he's lost any speed from that damage that we saw on pit road. Basically, the top 6, those guys are within 5 seconds of each other, but behind them, you're looking at another 30 seconds. So I think that top 6, 2nd to 6th place, German, that's where that battle is going to be and see who can make up the most ground here late in this race.
Yeah, the only way I see Richie Coy prevailing is if Nicholas Casey takes the shortcut Lane Allen did to finish the race a little early. Outside of that, I think you're correct. Nicholas Casey all but has us locked up. He just needs to be careful on the throttle, and he's not going to get past. He knows that, being 23 seconds out. But that's kind of the advantage you do when you run really hard the first half of the race, and if it pays off and you do the work, you got a nice little leisure back half of the race here. He's about to lap some other people. There's 3 people in front of him that are 1 corner down just off of sheer speed.
Yeah, those 3 drivers ahead of him sitting Kevin Rupert in the 1, 33 of Sherwood Wilford, and the 18 of Brian Bliss. So he's got his sights set on them, and we might see in a couple of laps, change, or as far as the speed change, just he might be taking it nice and easy, trying to still keep it fast but nice and smooth. I mean, he's been smooth all race, so I don't see anything really changing. But as you mentioned, when you see a lead that you got like that, you kind of want to hold on to it and not come home wrecked. So I think that's what we might be seeing as well, just taking it nice and easy and smooth through this track. And as we see that wheel movement, I mean, he's not moving it not fighting it, getting down through the gears, nice smooth on entrance, nice exit off, not fighting that truck one bit.
Yeah, you don't see any oversteer in that thing on corner exit. You see him just bumping the curbs just lightly, just casually turning the wheel. You don't see any back and forth, as you were just talking about, at all. He's just only turning for the corners. It's sticking, nothing over it's a little tricky, and there's a little bit of overcorrection right there, just because you're going uphill, so your accident of the truck gets super lightweight in that little part. But other than that, this truck is on a rail.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the setup for it. He's got the the whine, the drive. It's just everything. You see a little bit of tire spin there. He was cutting pretty close to those tires, but just don't touch that wall right there. That's all you got to do, because we saw what happened to Lane Allen. And if this thing finishes the way it does, Jeremy, Tony Solari, I'm going to have a question for him, is because he was sitting right behind Lane Allen when he hit that wall. So I kind of want to get his perspective on what he saw there.
Yeah, I'm sure he keyed on to his teammates saying, hey, stay away from that wall, because it does some things to people that we haven't seen before. So still can't get over that wreck. That was pretty impressive nonetheless. But I'm going to kick it over back to Nicholas Casey. He's coming up on those guys. He's about, basically one corner away still at this point, gaining on him ever so slightly. Kevin Rupert's going to be the first one to fall if he doesn't find some extra speed. And you have Sherwood Williford and Brian Bliss that are right in front. So outside of this little scenario here shortly, these guys are a second or two off of each other. Really, 6th and 7th place basically split the field in half. Brody Hanna, 32 seconds out. 7th place goes all the way back to 1 minute and 12 seconds out, which is almost the entire lap. That's why you see Brian Bliss essentially on the same camera pane as your race leader, Nicholas Casey.
Yeah, and you can look behind him too. Sherwood and Kevin are right there, so he can't make any mistakes because they'll be all over him. So he's trying to sit there and hold off into that 7th place, and it's, there's 9 laps to go, so there's a good chance that he could go the lap down, but it is what it is at this point. You got these 3 trucks here battling it out, so Brian's main goal is just going to be trying to stay ahead of those guys, and he's been our biggest mover. He started in 14th. He's running in 7th right now, so he's moved up, half of his position there. So gained 7 spots, and even Sherwood. Ooh, was that someone I just saw go on the inside wall there? Yes, it was. The one of Kevin Rupert.
The truck that was about to go lap down just kind of sealed that fate there. Turn number 5, we see 91 Kenneth Scholes during the commercial break. Anyway, we saw him get loose there, not loose, but overdrive the corner. Almost wrecked it. And then the number 1 here, just too much tire spin on exit, shoves it right into that wall. Able to keep it going, though. I'm going to maybe try to see if, he can actually finish this race, because that was right where the radiator sits. And that could have, caused some overheating issues.
Yeah, and that was right in front of Nicholas Casey, too. So that was a couple seconds, a little bit closer to him. That could have been bad news for Nicholas Casey. So lucky on the timing that it happened when it did. But that little 3 truck battle that I was mentioning is now down to 2. We see him right here, Brian Bliss and Sherwood Wilford. And Sherwood definitely wants that spot because, as I mentioned earlier in the points, came in not sitting too far off. He's in 4th, 8 points back. So if he can gain 1 more spot and come home in 7th, it's not really that big of a loss on a points day. So he's going to try everything he can to get by Brian. And we see him. He's getting pretty close there, Jeremy, as they're ending some of these corners.
Yeah, I think he's feeling the heat a little bit from that race leader. He's on the same screen right now. You saw the bright red spoiler on the bottom of your screen that time. And 18 gets a little wide there in that corner. It's going to bring Sherwood right to his bumper. I would imagine he's going to be looking for the last corner, that hairpin, to try to strike and take that position away from him.
Yeah, we saw Richie looked on the inside a couple of times, and he even was going for that pass right as he was coming in the pit road, but I think he was already committed one way or another. So that's going to be one of those passing zones, and he's looking. Yeah, he's going to try and take it here on the inside, possibly. Brian's trying to hold it, but he was driving it a little too hard, overdrove that, walked it up a little bit, and there goes your 33. So that's going to put him into that 7th place, and you see your leader right there, Nicholas Casey, right behind these guys.
That's such a classic mirror driving situation right there. Sherwood knew he could not make that corner, but he threw it in deep. He made the 18 look up into his mirror, and then he forgot temporarily where that brake pedal was. Took his focus away and made him overshoot the corner. So good little strategic move there by that 33 to get around that 18. As you see the 18 now, but being pressured on by, of course, that race leader, Nicholas Casey.
Yeah, and he's not wanting to let him by. He wants to keep him behind him. He doesn't want to lose the lap. I say that he goes a little bit wide to let him by. I didn't know if he was going to make it, but he waited to a safe spot, I would say, on that one. But lost some time there on the 33 as well with that pass. So we'll see if Sherwood can kind of find a good spot to let the 86 go by and not lose any ground on the 18, because he's got quite a gap now on him. Yeah,
Brian knew that no one's touching the 86 as far as lap time goes, so you're just going to be holding up that leader. Allowed him to go by, no problem. He did lose some ground. He gave up that bottom. He went really wide there in turn number 5. Cost him about a second or so to let the 86 pass. We're going to see right here to see if the 33 gives him that spot. No, he kind of cuts off the hairpin. So right now it looks like it's kind of holding him up. The 18 gained a little bit of ground that time. So I would imagine this 33 those should be giving it up here momentarily.
Yeah, I would expect him to be passing it off to 86 and Nicholas Casey. And once he gets by these guys, there's not going to be anyone in front of Nicholas unless you have another lap car that's a little bit further back, because like you mentioned, the other guys are sitting probably about 30-40 seconds ahead of him. So I don't think there's going to be anyone else to put down another lap, but he's holding on to it. 33 of Sherwood. He's not giving up, Jeremy. He doesn't want to let him by. And kind of looking through the field as well, the 11 of Tony Solari, he's trying to make some ground on his teammate there, Richie Coy. He got right on the back bumper that last lap. As you see here, he's coming up to him in these corners. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tony tries to get that 2nd place from him.
You see that 55 just got passed by them too. He's all over the place, overshot the corner and allowed the 11 and 19 to make do with him. And I noticed a couple of laps ago as well, Tony Solari drove it deep into the last corner, almost hit the back bumper of his teammate, the 19, shot him up the track. He was running right nose to tail with him, and it pushed him back to almost a 1.5 seconds back. So he had to work that ground back up. And he was able to catch him, but then he made some mistakes right there those past few corners. So now he's back to just over a second behind him. So the 11 needs to find some consistency if he wants to take home that 2nd place.
Hey, get this. So our leader, as we just panned off of him to go to Richie Coy and Tony Solari, coming out of turn 5, got loose, was able to collect it, but he hit that inside wall. You see the damage there on the right side. So, that was a scare. Nicholas Casey having such a big lead and just to get sideways coming off that corner, but he was able to collect it. I think he'll still be fine. We just got a handful of laps left. So close call, though. Real close call.
Man, good catch on that. Yeah, I just went back and looked at it. You're about to see it here live or on a replay here. Coming off, hits that 2nd set of curbing, and as soon as it fully shifted, that weight said, I'm going to throw you to the inside. And yeah, I mean, thankfully for him, he was able to just smash it. Oh, Nicholas Casey's engine just expired through the S's. That 25-second lead is gone. He is in the pit road for tow. His night is done. That is huge. I think that wreck might have caused a failure there to happen. That is huge.
That is so big and a huge disappointment for Nicholas Casey. Running, he's gone. He out of frustration. Oh my gosh, that's just unbelievable. 25-second lead. Now we're gonna have ourselves a battle here for the lead, Jeremy. We got Richie Coy and Tony Solari 2 seconds apart. That's gonna change this up here. I would see how Tony Solari is going to be coming out, but yeah, you see right there, motor blows, catches the lawyer, hits the tires, and then he just says, "Oh, I'm done with this." But what a night for Nicholas Casey.
That is the worst sound possible on iRacing. When your engine expires on iRacing, it sounds like a grenade goes off, and that's just that little puff of smoke, and that seals your fate. That is the broadcaster's curse once again. I don't know if it might have been too late this time, but we talked about there was no way he was going to lose this race unless he pulled the Lane Allen, and then here we are with a new race leader. Fury Motorsports taking first and second currently right now, and those are, within 1 second of each other. Tony now has a chance for the win. He is faster than Richie Coy. He's just not as consistent. So if Tony can get some consistency in his final 4, now 3.5 laps remaining here at Sonoma, we might see the first one of the season for that number 11.
Yeah, he's pushing it. You can definitely see that he's faster than Tony and Richie in certain areas. I mean, right in the second half here after turn 6 there, going through the S's, Richie has been a little bit faster, but we see Tony keeping up with them. But track, going through turn 1, 2, 3, and 4, Tony gains up a lot of time there, and Richie's able to pull away a little bit, as we see right here. Going into this final turn 10 here, he's able to gain quite some distance on him, but when he's going in here.
I saw some smoke on your camera angle. That was just Jeff Brayton in the 55. He's 1 lap down. He did spin out in turn number 6, but did not cause harm to anybody. So the race will continue as normal. But yeah, Solari, he's back down to a second. He just needs to find that groove to stay behind him. We have 3 laps to go in simulated race here at Sonoma Raceway. He's hitting these corners so much better. Hitting the curbs, it's turning the truck just right. He's to find which corner he wants to pass in and set up for it for the few corners prior. That's how you're going to do it at Sonoma. You got to pick your corners where the attack needs to be set foot on, and the prior corners he needs to set it up. So I think right now that last corner, that hairpin, is his chance. He gets right to the back bumper, the 19 right here, coming out of turn number 6 and then number 7 right now. So I feel like if he can have a strong S's right here, I think he has a great chance on this last corner.
We got lap traffic ahead too, so that might play a factor as well, depending on where these guys get out of the way, and because they're battling each other, for position. I believe is that Rupert and Gil Gawk that's ahead of them. We'll have to look and see. But those guys are going to play a factor here as well. Yeah, that's going to be the 85 of Gil Gawk and the 1 of Kevin Rupert. So they're battling for position as well as trying to get out of the way of these guys. But Tony, he's right there, Jeremy. Tony's trying to get this win. Oh, you see Gil Gawk going to the outside. Very respectful move there, just getting away from these guys, battling it out. But Tony, he's got a chance, Jeremy. And just imagine being Richie Coy riding in second, and then you see on the relative that you're gaining all this time, and next thing you know, you're the race leader. I mean, he's got to be sitting there on the edge of his wheel. We saw him on the camera shot there, so he's ready to get this win possibly. But what a battle.
Yeah, this is a great battle here for the finish. Nicholas Casey, him being out, presented this for the race lead for us, and so Tony Solari gets a little loose right there. Once again, the inconsistency of striking, he is, I would imagine his anxiety is through the roof right now, really hoping to take this chance at getting home a checker flag this season. And this is the best chance for him. Richie Coy is just so dominant in these trucks. Solari is seeing it as his opportunity. He just needs to be a little easier on the truck. He gets loose once again there. You see that camera wiggle around. It's going to put him back about a half a second or so on that 19. We have 1.5 laps remaining.
We've been seeing it going through the S's there for Tony Solari. He's just getting that tire spin and, kind of just catching it sideways and losing some ground. And that's been his part that he's losing the most ground. And right here, Kevin is just unfortunate position for Kevin. I don't think he meant to do that. It just happened to be there. But that's going to slow up Tony as we're coming to 1 lap to go. And Richie, he's looking to steal himself one here.
Man, yeah, that was a bad time. I thought the one was going to give it up for both of them, but he sailed it in the turn number 11 and did not let him have it. But in just a matter of 1 to 2 corners, he made up that entire second back. That 11 is so fast. He has a bunch of tire spin. Those tires are cooked, but he's still able to make this happen. Let's see if Richie can hold this consistency off for a half more lap. Who's going to take home the checker flag?
Yeah, and he doesn't want to get into the back of him. These guys are teammates, so he wants to pass them as clean as he can. We see him hop the curve there, ride it up a little bit. It's going to lose a bit of ground. But, we mentioned it earlier, that first couple turns, here he comes. He's going to dive it on in there, locks up the brakes right on the back bumper of his teammate Richie Coy. But this is where Richie excels over Tony. So if Richie can keep it clean here, we might see a last corner pass, Jeremy, as they're coming up through the S's right now for one last time.
Solari needs to keep that throttle very consistent here. He has the best truck here in the final 2 corners. Will he make that happen? We're coming through turn number 10 right now. Looks like he has a really clean corner, and here we go into the hairpin for the final time. Here's the move to the bottom. We're going to see Richie stay high. The 11's going to dive it in there. Somehow hugs the bottom and takes the lead from the final corner over Richie Coy. It's going to bring Tony Solari home a checker flag for the first time this evening in the Sim Racing Points Truck Series.
What a pass. You saw Richie Coy. He didn't want to walk him. He saw the run that he had. He hit that perfect Tony Solari on the inside. And like you said, I can't believe he made that thing stick. I was maybe expecting a crossover move from Richie, but no, Tony was able to get it. And unfortunate, like you said, for Nicholas Casey, but it produced a great finish.
Excellent finish there by teammates 11 and 19. Well done there, taking home first and second place. Tony Solari, the fastest truck after the 86 that backed out of the event. And that last lap was the one who counted. I thought his race was done when the number 1 of Rupert took away his final corner on the second to final lap there. But within 2 laps, he brought it back to the bumper, and that truck just, such a dominant truck there against Richie Coy. Able to consistently get to the S's, which he has struggled on laps prior. And that's all it took was a little bit of consistency in that 11 Menards Ford F-150. Brings it home this evening.
Yeah, it's a great run there. And, I'm going to go ahead and, as these guys are finishing up, I think we just got a couple here, these couple lap cars going down. I'm going to go through the finishing order. As you mentioned, Tony Solari coming home with the first win of the season. Great finish for him. Richie Coy is going to come home in second. Bobby Terrell is going to round out in third. Chuck Sweeten is going to come in fourth. Brody Hanna is going to have a run in fifth. Sherwood Wilford's going to be in sixth. Brian Bliss is going to come home seventh. Kevin Rupert, first car 1 lap down in eighth. Ninth is going to be Gil Gock. And 10th is Justin Belmonte.
11th place, you're going to find Jeff Brayton. 12th place, Steve Loomis. 13th, Kenneth Scholes. 14th will be Steven Vrooman. Nicholas Casey does end up going it back to 15th. 16th place, Lane Allen. And to round out tonight's field, the person who started outside pole, 22, Michael Blackner.
Yeah, disappointing finish for Blackner there. Just couldn't get the grip into it once he spun out that first time. And I think Tony's truck just blew up after those burnouts. So good to blow up now than later or earlier. But great run for Tony and Richie and Bobby. Coming home. Wasn't expecting the top 3 to be those guys. A couple of them I expected to be in there, but not those 3 entirely. So good race though all around. Jeremy.
Absolutely. And this is going to kick off the Martin Sports post-race show that we give to you guys each and every Monday and Wednesday. And I think Bobby Terrell is late coming into the server for his interview. He usually does that, comes in late. So we're actually going to try to snag second place Richie Coy. See if we can get a word with the runner-up finisher this evening in that 19 Sunoco Ford F-150. Richie, you got a copy?
Hey, what's up, nerds?
Hey, man, great race all the way around. Little luck came on your side when that 86 grenaded after hitting the wall a lap prior. And it brought you and that 11, your teammate, a great, awesome battle there in the final few laps. And 1 corner shy of victory, man. How was that truck, and what was your approach there with Tony coming to the final corners?
First, I didn't even know what happened to 86. All of a sudden, I saw that he pitted, and then this popped out of the server. So I didn't even know what happened to him. So I know I was running second. I was just trying to make laps without running off the racing surface. I actually made it through the race without one incident, which I'm very proud of when you're on a road course like this. And Tony, this was Tony's setup. Tony's favorite track. Tony's a road race guy on the team, and he got me.
Yeah, we saw him have a great. You were getting him through the S's there, and we were saying is his last chance for Tony to get through, and he had to have a clean S's, and he did, and he had a great run coming to that final corner, and did you just see him coming and said, "There's no chance he's going to have this one." And I was surprised he hugged the inside there. Were you trying to do a crossover on him if you washed up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get through that last. I don't know what number it is. That last right-hander before that straightaway to the kink, and I saw him get a run. And I said, well, I could block it and we could wreck both our trucks, or I can try to do a crossover coming out of the corner. And, it is what it is. I'll take second tonight. And congrats to Tony. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Great race overall. You and your teammates both with Bobby and Tony. They put on a little show for us there inside that top 5. You guys are all running really close, and looks like Tony had you guys dialed in. But congratulations on that second place finish this evening. Before we go, as always, any shout outs you'd love to give out tonight?
My normal. Shout out to Tony's family. He got a win tonight, guys. Look at that. He did an awesome job. Shout out to my teammates. Obviously, Tony. Tony did a lot of work on this setup. So, we all ran good on his setup. We all ran his setup. And shout out to the league. Shout out to you guys for doing a fantastic job. Shout out to everybody. I don't know if you got to use any of them on the rig tonight, but shout out to everybody that had a rig tonight. And we'll see everybody on Monday.
Yes, sir. We got a couple of good shots in everybody, and this does put you in first place in the Truck Series points, with Casey being out, and then Belmonte having a little bit of issues, and Sherwood even, running mid pack. So it's going to bump you up quite a few points there over second place, as the results do get finalized. But congratulations once again. Go ahead and celebrate with the team, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
You got it. And that was your second place finisher, Richie Coy. Bobby Terrell has come in, so we're going to try to get a word with your third place finisher this evening, that number 4 Chevrolet. Bobby, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
Hey, man, congratulations on that podium finish, third place. Probably a position you didn't really expect to be in, coming out of the final few laps. The 86 had an issue, and it kind of brought you up into third place. Tell us, how was the race for you, and how was the truck overall?
The first of the race was good. The truck was pretty good, pretty neutral, and I could tell at the end of the run it was getting loose. And then, like I said, I elected to pit early, and I didn't make any changes at all. And it actually started getting looser. As the track went on, I was getting loose, and I didn't want to hold those guys up. Tony and Richie are faster than me. They're more road guys. I have auto clutch set up, so. I'm happy with what I got, but it was gifted, Even a squirrel gets a nut every once in a while.
I don't know if you would say gifted. You had, definitely top 5, top 3 at times trucks tonight. So it was definitely well-deserved third place there. And it's a great run overall. We've seen our limited schedule, but it's nice to come home, and get the podium finish on that third place there tonight. Do you feel like you might have had something for the lead later on that run, or do you just think it wore off the last part of the half of the race?
No, it wore off. Like I said, it got extremely loose, and I was really having to babe it there at the end. Should have tightened it up some, but hey, it's okay. I'll take third with these guys any day of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get 2 provisionals this season, so you've only used 1 so far, and you with a solid third place should bump you up, close to that top 5 in the points, I would imagine. I will know once those things go live. But congratulations once again, man. Anyone out there that's potentially watching Nerd TV you'd love to give a shout out to?
No, I'd just like to thank you guys in the booth, and then everything Brody does for the league and the admins, and then congrats to Tony for the win. I hate it for Nicholas. I seen he was trying to get around a lapper and got loose and got into the wall, and then he got loose again and hit some tires. But I just watched the replay. Hate it for him. He had the winning truck. But congrats to Tony and Richie for their well-deserved first and second place.
It was definitely a heartbreak there for that 86, and appreciate all the kind words out there to everybody. All right, go ahead and celebrate, man. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, man. Thanks, guys.
You got it. And that was your third place finisher, Mr. Bobby Terrell. Now it's time to talk to your race winner, that number 11 Menards Ford F-150, Mr. Tony Solari. Do you got a copy?
I do, guys. What's going on?
Hey, congratulations. It's been a while since we talked to you, and we get to talk to you with the checker flag in hand. What a truck, man. You and your whole team at Fury Motorsports, I heard that you were the setup guy this week. This is your favorite track, and you just love, this combination. And so you hooked them guys up, and they had a bad, fast truck and a little gift from the 86 with an engine grenade. Kind of set you up with Richie there. Walk us through that final set of corners. You were the one who was a little inconsistent through the S's, and on the last lap, you found it. You drove an excellent set of S's, and you got to the last corner, and you just had the dominant truck through there. Walk us through the last few corners.
Well, beginning of that last lap, I know I'm a little stronger going up the hill, the first set of S's. So I don't know why I'm good there. I feel like I'm good there. I can always catch people there. My back half of the track, I kind of, suffer a little bit. And when I got to his bumper, kind of towards the turn 5 and 6, I felt to myself, I got to make this back half work. And if I could somewhat get side by side with them, before the hairpin, I might be able to get to him. And, Richie's a class act guy. We're teammates, we're buddies. He's not gonna, he didn't block me. He didn't run me hard. And, we're just out there having fun. And, he knew I was coming. And could almost hear his dad saying, here he comes, back from the old MX5 days. And, it's just, it's a great race, and this is my chops. I'm good on decent on the dirt, decent at the road courses. I can't figure out these ovals, so it is what it is. I'll take whatever I can get.
It was a great run. I mean, you were up there battling the top 3 all night, and I was telling Jeremy, I was like, he's got that speed heading into that first S's there uphill, and you could see it. You were right on the back bumper of Richie every time. But one of the things I want to say to you is I noticed that I think I was on lap 5 was when Alan hit that wall glitch and went flying. What was your thoughts when you saw that going over top of you?
Well, I was hoping Lane was going to make a mistake, but yeah, I wasn't expecting that for sure. It was kind of, early on, you kind of, see how the chips fall. And yeah, he launched into outer space, and yeah, it was kind of crazy. I'm glad I didn't, get into him or nothing happened that aspect. And it's kind of sad for Lane because, I'm sure he had a good night, or a good truck at least. We were practicing last night, and, a bunch of us were just having some fun. And like I say, this is my favorite road course that NASCAR goes to. And I just, I've had many wins here in the past and our days, and yeah, just love this place.
Yeah, it definitely showed tonight with just the dominant performance, especially the first couple corners. Even coming through coming to the white flag when Kevin Rupert didn't give you the lane and you had to pass him on the high side over a second back. I was like, oh no, this is going to be it. And then within those first 2 corners, you sucked up right to the rear end of the 19. Really surprised me there, and then took it home from that point. But before we let you go, man, anyone out there in the Nerd TV world that's watching, you'd love to give a shout out to?
Well, Mom and Dad, I know you're out there watching. Mom already texted me, said, "Hey, good job, congratulations." I know Richie always says thanks for them watching, and they're becoming race fans, which is cool. So at least they got Richie to root for more than they do me. But it's yeah. Anybody else out there watching? Again, Brody, the league, my teammate Richie, all the participants that show up for these every week. It's a great league. It's great to be here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to Monday too, and many more years with these guys.
Awesome. Yeah, congratulations once again. Appreciate all the kind words out there to everyone watching us. Go ahead and celebrate with that team, man. It's much needed for you. It's going to bring you up some points, and yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks again to you guys. I can't wait to watch this one again, and hopefully we put on a pretty good show for you as usual.
Always, man. Always. Yeah, appreciate that.
Later on night.
Yep. And that was the number 11, Tony Solari, bringing home the gold, the checker flag, whatever he brought home. It's all his. Well-deserved. I know he had the 86. Nicholas Casey had those slight issues, but capitalize when you can, and he sure did put on a hell of a performance those last 10 laps or so to bring home the checker flag for the 3rd race of season 2022B for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. Ken, final thoughts on tonight's event?
It was awesome. I mean, you hate to see it for Nicholas Casey. He was having such a great run, had it in the bag, and just, collected the ball and blew it up. But it was able to put on a great finish for us. And, and that's what Full Throttle Sim Racing does. They put on great races, great finishes. It's just all around good. And, the only place to catch it here, Jeremy, is on Nerd TV, presented by us Nerd Dudes. So be sure to check in, anywhere, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, come watch these guys as they put on a great performance every week.
Yep, every Monday and Wednesday, you're going to count on us to be here. We're going to catch all the racing action for you guys for the 2 Premier Series. But they have a couple other ones, so always make sure to get registered. Speaking of which, it's that time of night to give some quick shout outs to everybody. We always like to start with the league, so that's a great segue there. Head over to ftsr.net. Get registered. This is only week 3. We got Arco tomorrow, and we got I don't know if it's the Lotus or the Super 4 trucks this Saturday coming up, but it's a pretty crazy, unique schedule and car and truck lineup they got going on Saturdays just for fun. Yeah, ftsr.net. Click on the driver registration page and get signed up today. Shout out as well to the Mach 1 Performance guys fabrication shop that produces wins in the real life. So if you need a short track or a road car that needs some body work done, Mach 1 Performance is the way to go. Sim Racing Points takes care of all the points for FTSR and for us here at Nerditudes when we do race. It's basically a website's and league's dream to upload your export from the race. It produces a bunch of stats ready to go in a clean format. You're going to find that at simracingpoints.com. Check out the pricing plans to get your league registered today. Thank you real quick to Martin Sports, home of the sim gloves of all sim racing. Some of those guys needed a pair of gloves, that's for sure. Those trucks are all over the place. Maybe they'll pick one up before Monday. But if you want a set of your own gloves, martinsports906.com, super nerd at checkout for 25% off. Shout out as well to iRacing iFlag, the flag partner for the Nerditudes. It's just it's pretty cool product, 4x6 3D printed unit, 64 LED lights. They present all the notification iRacing has to offer all in one little setup there on your desk. Completes the rig. Go to iRacingIFlag.com. Use that promo code SuperNerd once again. This time, 15% off. Shout out as well to the Butt Kicker, home of the Gamer 2 unit. That's going to bring that much needed feel in your sim rig. That's going to make you perform at your peak performance. Head over to thebuttkicker.com. Nerd TV at checkout, 20% off. And shout out as well to Moonlight Speed. Go to moonlightspeed.com and pick yourself up one of them oval, asphalt, or road course setups. They have Sonoma on there now. So if you want to get at Sonoma this week, this is the place to go, moonlightspeed.com. Then houseofspeed.us, professional setups on the dirt side of things. Join their Discord, great community, always updating their setups as well. So once again, that's moonlightspeed.us, and get yourself some much needed W's on the dirt oval side. And then lastly, thank you to Nerd Focus. You're going to go to nerdfocus.com. Use that promo code SuperNerd at checkout for one of their 2 awesome flavored drinks. Green is sugar, blue is sugar free. Once again, that's nerdfocus.com. And then I know we didn't see it tonight, but every broadcast going forward, we're going to have the St. Jude's Research Hospital. We're going to have a little QR code that's going to be on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. So next time you tune in with us, you will see that there for the Cup Series starting this coming Monday. Essentially, we're promoting their 60 minutes a week gaming challenge. Once we hit that mark, which, you know, us nerds, we do that quite often on a nightly basis. You're gonna donate whatever you need or whatever you want to the St. Jude's Research Hospital. And all 100% of those donations go to them directly. We don't see a penny of it. I promise you that link directly connects you to their website only. Of course, that's the best hospital for kids' research for any type of illness. It's the way to go. All right, guys. This is the end of the Wednesday Night Truck Series presented by Sim Racing Points. We're going to catch you guys Monday as the next-gen cars take it to Sonoma with the much-needed season build update. I heard rumors that these next-gen cars are much better handling, so I think we're going to see a pretty racy race on Monday. But stay tuned, and as always, stay safe and get your nerd on.
Later, nerds.